mysterious presence. And then, just as the last vestiges of daylight were fading, the trees parted, revealing a small, overgrown clearing bathed in the soft, eerie glow of twilight. In the center stood a dilapidated cabin, its wooden walls blackened with age and decay, as if it had been abandoned for decades. The windows were dark, empty sockets staring out at her like the hollow eyes of a skull, adding to the unsettling atmosphere. Emily hesitated, a sense of unease finally settling upon her, making her question why she had ventured this far into the woods. But before she could turn back, she saw him, a shadowy figure, emerging from the gloom. Sitting on the cabin's rickety porch, shrouded in shadow, was an old man, his presence almost ghostly. His face was hidden in the gloom, but Emily could feel his eyes upon her, cold and piercing, as if they could see right through her. He didn't move, didn't speak, just sat there watching her with an unnerving intensity that made her skin crawl. Emily's heart pounded in her chest, each beat echoing in her ears like a drum. She wanted to run, to scream, but her feet felt rooted to the spot, her voice trapped in her throat, unable to escape. She was frozen, caught in the old man's unwavering gaze, feeling as if time itself had stopped. A voice, raspy and weak, like the whisper of dry leaves, broke the silence. "Emily," it said, "I've been waiting for you." Emily's breath caught in her throat. How did he know her name? Nobody lived this deep in the woods. Nobody except... Stories flashed through her mind, whispers from her childhood, tales of a strange, solitary man who lived in the woods, a man who lured children to their doom. The old man slowly rose from his chair, his form still shrouded in shadow. He took a step towards her, then another. With each step, the shadows around him seemed to deepen, to stretch out towards her like grasping claws. Section 5. Frozen with fear. Fear, cold and paralyzing, gripped Emily's heart. She tried to turn and run, but her legs wouldn't obey. It was as if some unseen force held her captive, preventing her escape. Her breath came in short, panicked gasps. "Don't be afraid, Emily," the old man rasped, his voice closer now, sending chills down her spine. "It's time for you to come home." Home? What did he mean? This wasn't her home. Her home was back in the village, with her parents, in the warm, familiar embrace of her life. This place, this man, filled her with a terror she had never known. Section 6. Shadows take hold. The old man was almost upon her now, his face still hidden in the deepening gloom. The shadows around him writhed and pulsated, reaching out towards her with unnatural speed. Emily screamed, a high-pitched, desperate sound that was swallowed by the trees. The shadows enveloped her, cold and suffocating. She thrashed against their grip, but it was no use. They were too strong, pulling her down into the darkness. Emily closed her eyes, a single tear rolling down her cheek. Section 7. A Village Awakens. As darkness fell upon the village, a hush fell over the houses. The day's work was done, families gathered by fireplaces, sharing stories and laughter. But in one house, a sense of unease began to grow. Emily's parents, their faces etched with worry, paced anxiously by the window. Their daughter was late, far later than usual. She knew better than to stay out after dark, especially near the woods. A knot of fear tightened in their chests. They had warned her countless times about the dangers of the woods, about the old man who lived there, the one the villagers whispered about in hushed tones. Could the stories be true? Section 8. Empty woods, emptier feeling. A search party was quickly assembled, their lanterns bobbing like fireflies in the night as they ventured into the woods. They called Emily's name, their voices echoing through the trees. but only silence answered them. Hours turned into a night of frantic searching, but there was no sign of the missing girl. The woods, always an unsettling presence, seemed to mock their efforts, their shadows concealing more than they revealed. As dawn broke, casting a cold gray light upon the village, the search party returned, their faces etched with exhaustion and despair. Emily was gone, vanished without a trace. Action 9. The toy by the rotting porch. In the days that followed, the villagers scoured every inch of the woods, but their efforts proved futile. Emily had disappeared, swallowed whole by the unforgiving wilderness. Hope dwindled with each passing day, replaced by a numbing grief. Then, one morning, a group of children, playing near the edge of the woods, stumbled upon a chilling discovery. There, outside the dilapidated cabin in the clearing, lay a small toy bunny. It was Emily's favorite. The villagers stared at the toy, their blood running cold. Nobody had been near the cabin in decades. It had stood empty, abandoned since long before Emily was born. So how did her toy end up there? Section 10. Whispers on the Wind. The discovery sent a wave of fear and unease through the village. Whispers of the old man, the one who lured children to their doom, resurfaced with renewed fervor. Had he taken Emily? Was she trapped somewhere within the cabin's decaying walls? But the cabin yielded no answers. It stood empty, silent, a testament to the wood's dark and ancient secrets. Emily was gone, her fate a mystery that would forever haunt the village, carried on the wind like a mournful whisper. And so, the woods remained forbidden, a place of fear and uncertainty, a stark reminder that some mysteries are not meant to be solved.